I heard about this. I got an email a couple days ago on what happened on Beach Ridge. That's correct, on Beach Ridge Road. And was it that turn, like a little bit up from Campbell?
No, it was about 3/4 of a mile from Tonawanda.
Oh, so it's down that far.
Just past the church.
Okay. And really in the email, I just get caught wind of the deputy that wrote the report said Good Samaritans. And what we didn't realize at the time was one of the Good Samaritans was one of our deputies who happened to be off duty. But he is no less a Good Samaritan as well. We'd like to say, you know, God puts people in the right place at the right time. And I don't think anybody can disagree that happened that night. But Nick is going to, this is Deputy Walters, he's just going to give us a brief synopsis of what happened. For the people in the room, that I'm sure you know most of the details, but from a guy that was there and saw it. And Nick comes from just a short time here at the Sheriff's Office. He's a relatively new deputy, but a long time since a little kid in the fire services. When I say a little kid, it's because his father and grandfather are firemen, and I'm sure he was climbing on fire trucks when he was 2 years old, right? So he's been around the fire service a long, long time. So, Nick, go ahead and tell us kind of what happened that night.
It was a one-vehicle accident. You know, timing is everything. From my point of view, when I came up, I was on my way back from a weekend getaway with my fiance in Canada, and driving home, and we saw the car into the tree. You could already see flames rolling from underneath the car. She stopped, and I ran up there, and when I got up there, Mr. Moreno and Mr. Allen were already at the car, trying to get the gentleman, Anthony, I believe it is, Anthony? Trying to get Anthony out. When I got up there, we kept trying, you know, two of us were trying to pull him out. Mr. Allen was doing a great job with the fire extinguisher, you know, holding it and buying us some time, and that was kind of what we needed, was time. You know, for my time in the fire service, I've never seen a car go that fast, and I've never seen somebody come out of a car that badly wrecked without us cutting them out. And, you know, God was definitely with us that day, because at one point we couldn't get them, the flames were coming through the firewall into the cab, and me and Mr. Moreno were still trying to pull them out. I had actually grabbed my phone to try to get a line to fire control, because I'm an officer with, it actually was in the fire district where I'm a volunteer, and I'm an officer with the company, and I was trying to get a line to them to say, you know, this is what we got and this is what I need. And I was having trouble dialing, and I actually took my phone and threw it behind me to get it away from the fire and said, oh, we'll deal with that later. At that point, Anthony somehow moved in his seat or twisted in his seat, and I think we both saw it and just got him under his shoulders and just pulled back, and he popped out. And I remember we drug him across the yard, get him away from the car, and I apologized to him for me because I was actually yelling at him because I was trying to find out if there was anybody else in the vehicle, and he said no. And at that point is when I was able to call fire control and tell him what I needed. Mr. Moreno was able to drag him further, and then he actually walked a few steps and then was placed on the ground where the medics got to him, where we did the initial assessment of him. And from there, we were able to put the fire out. I came back dressed a little differently because I ran away and put on gear and came back. We put the fire out, and the medics were able to transport him to ECMC, where I believe he's actually doing pretty well.
Considering, yes, everything. I had surgery on Tuesday with the skin grafting from one leg to the other. He's still pretty much out of it. We haven't really got to talk to him yet, but vitals are good. You know, still burning on the legs and a little on his arm and a broken hand. It's amazing. It's just,
well, he's in the right place because ECMC has a long history of.
Yeah, he's in the right. Yeah.
The saying up there is, if you can make it to the front door alive, you're probably going to walk out at some point. And,
he's got a long,
it's just a tremendous trauma unit.
Right.
And when you talk about, you know, they say it in different police agencies like the city of Buffalo that homicides are down. They're down because of the quality of care. ECMC is so much higher. So if they get them in that building alive, a lot of times those guys that get shot in the city are coming back out, which lowers homicide rates. It's a cynic's way to put it, but it's the truth.
Yeah. So it's the first time I've ever been to ECMC, and it's quite a facility.
It is.
But,
they've taken
they know what they're doing. They know they're the professionals. They know what they're doing there at the burn unit.
Yeah, well, we wish Anthony all the best. What family members are here?
My son Anthony.
Okay. What's your dad?
Anthony. Adam. My brother. Mondo is and a couple kids and stuff. But, the rest are at the hospital. The wife didn't think she was gonna be able to make, go through this, without blubbering up to.
Yeah, what we do at the sheriff's office
And
is.
Eileen is at the hospital with Anthony constantly, so.
Okay. What we
Two
do
girls.
with different awards is we have an awards ceremony once a year. But we generally, it used to be a big dinner and it kind of faded off a little bit with interest because we like to honor the deputies each year for different achievements that they make. And we do that in May generally, which is Police Memorial Week. So if you do something very, very good in June, you wait until May to get recognition for it. Kind of the luster falls off it sometimes. But because we now do it at union meetings, and in the past we've given civilian awards when we think that the merit is there for those. And we just didn't want to wait. We know you guys are going through some tough times, and we thought if we could just come out and do this and recognize the people that helped save Anthony's life, we thought maybe it would help you guys a little bit in your recovery, and that's why we did it so quick. And we just thought for your family it was the right thing to do. So, could I have Jeffrey Allen come forward and just up here next to Deputy Walter? Emily Allen, Louis.
March wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try it. Never want to butcher an Italian name. And Jacob Dawson. Jeffrey. Louis. Emily and Jacob. And Emily and Jacob, we understand that you were there as well, calling 911 and helping everybody at the car as well. I know it's probably a tough thing to see. You guys are young. For police officers, we see it all the time. Unfortunately, we get used to it. But for someone who's never seen that before, I know it's difficult. So we want to say thank you to you guys, especially for everything that you did. And for Jeff and Louis, Anthony is with us still because of the efforts you guys put forth. You don't have a chance to think about it. You don't have to make up a decision. Should I help? Shouldn't I help? Will I get hurt? Will I not get hurt? You just, when the time of need was there, you guys stepped forward. And more than on behalf of the Sheriff's Office, but on behalf of Anthony and his family, we just want to say thank you. Jeff just asked the question, where's yours? This is what we do for a living, Nick. Actually, since you guys do know, we did leave Nick out. Nick will, at our normal award ceremony, I'm sure that he's going to be nominated for some type of an award. But there's a whole plethora of awards that we get. I'm trying to see if anybody's got theirs on. No one in the room does. There's a whole bunch of different awards, but Chief Deputy Price, who's in the back of the room, he oversees our road patrol. What he'll do is Nick's name will get submitted by his supervisor, and then Chief Deputy Price and a committee will look at that and they'll find the appropriate award for him, and then probably in May he will receive an award for this as well. So, for the meantime, this is what he gets. He gets to stand here because that's what we do for a living. So.
Sheriff, I have a pack of gum at my desk.
That's perfect. Is there a full pack or? Okay, stop down there. Is there anything else anybody wanted to add while we were here?
Just want to add that when Anthony does walk out of that hospital, we will have a gathering, a nice celebration.
I think you probably get the Wendellville Fire Hall if you ask the right people.
Take care of that.
Yeah, absolutely great to see you.
Yes.
That I was going to say that too, because I spoke to Eileen a couple times and certainly would like
she's
to.
been in contact.
We're practically all neighbors, and it'd be nice to meet him and see the person that we helped.
Yeah, it was close to home and everything.
It's not like you were mentioning. You don't. There's a lot going on in the moments that the only thing I was worried about approaching the car was, gosh, this car can blow. I wasn't expecting. I was telling Anthony's brother that when you saw the car on the tree, I was actually expecting that it's just a car burning. But when you get to the car and open the door and see a human sitting there helpless, it's just kind of like just reaction. Just reaction takes over. I wasn't worried. I got 2 young kids of my own. I didn't know Anthony, obviously, from the next guy. It makes it more special for me that he does have kids, and his girls will have their dad. And again, these guys showed up. The story I've been telling my family and friends was the fire extinguisher guy. I don't know who he is. I think he lives at that house. I couldn't distinguish if he was Walters because I met Chief Walters, and it's nice to finally meet you guys, and I know who. It was a struggle, but we did good. Yeah, we did good. Everybody did good. I'm proud.
Heroes.
So,
I unfortunately had two instances just like this when I was on road patrol, and Chief Dunn was with one of them, with me on one of them right here, and our results weren't as good on either of them, so we know how difficult it is. Generally, when you go into a burning car, you got to think of yourself, just in case you guys ever come across one. They generally hardly ever blow up. So if you just keep that in your mind, say the odds are in my favor, then get in there and help. But because they rarely blow up like you see on TV. Actually, they rarely catch fire. It's odd for them to catch fire. But if you hit it just right, get the right fluids, they do, so. Yep.
Sheriff, would you like to get in the middle and I can get a good shot? Everybody
Sure.
together with you in the middle there.
I'm gonna stand by Emily. No offense to you other guys, but. Everybody good? All right, thanks everybody for coming.
never know about the fireman's fault.
Yeah, I didn't say before.